Controversy coming out of AEW Revolution last night as AEW World Champion throws a drink in a child's face who was reportedly not a plant, with the mother and child being very upset, being taken backstage. Tony Khan and MJF have both commented on the incident and the controversy surrounding it. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of All Elite Wrestling. Of course, obviously people are talking about AEW Revolution last night and the unbelievable Match of the Year candidate that was the AEW World Championship 60-minute Iron Man match main event that actually went into overtime with MJF retaining his AEW World Championship. But one of the biggest stories coming out of the match itself, and one of the biggest controversies, is actually an unplanned spot. Now, if you were focused on the action in the ring at last night's Revolution pay-per-view, there was a real storyline that you actually may have missed. Many fans caught that during the main event, MJF happened to grab a drink from a mother in the crowd and throw it on what appeared to be her son, who was seated nearby, her child son, it must be said as well. And what they may not have caught was that there was an entire story unfolding behind the scenes, documented first on Twitter and then directly addressed by AEW President Tony Khan. Now, after the incident happened, Sean Ross Sapp tweeted out, quote, "It seems like the kid MJF threw the drink on was not a plant. He was very upset. Will Washington, of course host of the Fightful's Grapsody podcast, went and got him an acclaimed foam finger. Some others from All Elite Wrestling talked to the child to help smooth things over. Amanda Huber, of course, the late, the widow of the late John Huber, Brody Lee, is sitting with him now. She, of course, holds an office role with AEW too. Now, after the event, users on Twitter also shared around a photo of the child backstage with both Amanda Huber and Powerhouse Hobbs and his mother, of course. More would eventually be discovered about the young man at the post-media show Scrum when Tony Khan addressed the situation after having been asked about it. Khan also revealed the child's name and spoke about the incident in question. As I mentioned, during the AEW post-show media scrum, MJF, the reigning and defending AEW World Champion, and AEW President, CEO, General Manager, and Head of Creative Tony Khan were both asked about the incident and whether there would be consequences, again, noting that this was off the script and not planned. MJF noted that the kid looked thirsty. Khan stated that he and MJF had a serious conversation and the champion did not act like one. He made it clear that the fan, who was named as Titus, was a real pro about it, and Khan noted that he believed Titus would be at the AEW Dynamite this coming week, which I believe is in Sacramento, California. MJF said, quote, "Kid looked thirsty," and Tony Khan said, quote, "We had a conversation before we came up here. We had a serious conversation, and I mean that. It's not to be taken lightly. The young man, Titus, was a real pro about it. We'll see Titus again in AEW. I believe he's coming to Sacramento. I was just with him, and he was a real champ about it. The champion didn't act like a champion there. Titus was great." MJF said, "Salt to the earth, that Titus, real worried about him." Now, after the incident, MJF, of course, went on to defeat Bryan Danielson to retain the AEW World Championship in that 60-minute Iron Man match. The match went to sudden death, and MJF scored the submission victory with the label lock after he hit Danielson with an oxygen tank. Again, certainly, it got a lot of people talking on social media. There were people suggesting that AEW was doing their very best to attempt to smooth things over because had maybe a more litigious parent been there, they could have absolutely had a lawsuit on their hand, no doubt about it. Now, granted, I think the old-fashioned proviso is when you buy a ticket to an event, kind of you have to, not that you have to expect this kind of stuff to happen, because I can understand and see both sides of this situation. I have seen people say on social media that, they've got children that they often bring to wrestling shows with them, and their children, you don't know what that child could possibly have going on with them, essentially. You could have a child that's got illnesses or issues or, anxiety or whatever it may be. And to have a grown adult male take a drink off the parent and throw it into the face of a child is really unacceptable. And again, AEW doing everything in their power to ensure that the child was happy and was okay and smooth things over, because frankly, it could have been, and maybe at one point may have been, a really, really bad and difficult situation for All Elite Wrestling. Now, again, there will be some people that will swear up and down. They'll say, Sean Ross Sapp's got it wrong. The kid was a plant. I'm telling you, they're a plant. Everything in pro wrestling is a work. MJF isn't that stupid to do something like that. MJF does a lot of stuff. If you've seen MJF at signings when he does show up, he will do stuff like that. We've seen videos before of people that have spent hours drawing a picture or creating a bit of artwork, and MJF will look at it and rip it in half and then just throw it away and say move on. MJF has flipped off children before. Infamously, he put a middle finger up to the face of a child. So it's not beyond MJF to grab a drink from a random person in the crowd and throw it in their face. Now, granted, again, if this was the 1980s or the 1990s, that would have been acceptable, and it would have been is what it is. But at the same time, you do have to be very careful, and it's MJF keeping his kayfabe alive. It's MJF remaining in character, and that's the Maxwell Jacob Friedman character, is it not? Him, again, not caring, being this egomaniac, sort of psychopathic level heel that hates everyone, doesn't care about everyone, and we applaud it and we laud it, and we should. But at the same time, there is a very fine line that he walks, and frankly, he probably gets away with more than others do. I saw recently Bully Ray do an interview with Chris Van Vliet when he said, sometimes even I look at what MJF is doing and say to myself, how is he getting away with that? How is he allowed to do that? And I think the answer is we don't know how he gets away with that. The people just sort of chalk it up to that's MJF being a character. And in the same way that Tony Khan said that he spoke with the child backstage, I wouldn't be surprised, the child being Titus, he called him, I wouldn't also be surprised if we hear later that MJF himself spoke with the child. You would think that might be the right thing to do in this situation, is afterwards when the child's backstage say, hey, I'm really sorry, kid, it was a misunderstanding, and maybe sign some merchandise. I don't know. I mean, the pictures that have been going around on social media, as I mentioned, see Titus with his mother, with Amanda Huber, who again I believe is part of the community outreach program with AEW. Same with Powerhouse Hobbs, of course, who is from Sacramento, California. Sacramento is from San Francisco, rather, California. He's the hometown guy. In the picture, he's seen showing Titus his brass ring that he won in the face of the Revolution ladder match. So, look, ultimately, I think AEW, they're fine. Now, they got away with one, and the kid had a memorable evening, and that he was somewhat involved in the show. And importantly, he got to meet all of his favorite wrestlers backstage, and he got to get signed merchandise, so it's fine. But at the same time, you would say to MJF, and maybe this is what Tony Khan said to MJF afterwards, is, we got away with it tonight, but maybe in the future we might not. You've got to be really, really careful, especially in today's modern age where, again, it's a very litigious society, and that could have, and maybe in another circumstance, could have ended very, 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 very differently. And MJF, I guess, and AEW were fortunate to get away with one there. But certainly it's a big story, and again, I know it's a story that's going to generate a lot of conversation and a lot of chat. So let me know your thoughts. Was it right what MJF did? Is it MJF just being a heel, or did he take it too far? Did AEW get away with one? Did AEW handle this the right way? Did Tony Khan handle this the right way? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Plenty of AEW Revolution Fallout coming later today as well, so be sure to subscribe. Click that notification bell. You'll be notified every time a new video is posted up here on the channel. Live post-show reactions are coming back very, very soon. WrestleMania is on the horizon, and I can confirm the watch-alongs and the post-show reactions are coming back for WrestleMania. I thought about doing it for Revolution last night, and I thought, you know what, let's just start off with a bang, WrestleMania, and let's go from there. So that is indeed the plan moving forward for the remainder of this year. I know you guys really enjoyed the watch-alongs and the post-show reactions and all that kind of stuff, so plenty of exciting stuff to come for the channel. Remember, you can join the WN365 roster by clicking that join button. Members videos are starting very soon as well. We're going to be doing some historic match watch-alongs on the road to WrestleMania 2. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.